Welcome to the Truly Rotten Potatoes Filmmaker interview series. I'm Declan, your host, and I am here with Ujjwal Rai from Sirujal Ever Films.
Yep.
Ujjwal is an amazing filmmaker, and we're going to talk through his entire career. Very exciting guy. He's a director, and he's getting ready to start his first feature film. So where are you from originally, Ujjwal?
I'm from Nepal.
And you were born in Nepal and then moved to Australia at what age?
19, with no family, no friends, on my own.
Wow. What was the difference growing up in Nepal to moving to Australia?
A massive difference, the culture difference, the everything, with the lifestyle, everything. It's really organized here. The system is pretty good. Whereas in my country, it's a little bit messed up. So it's pretty good to be here.
Growing up in Nepal, do you remember first hearing about Australia? Like, what was your first impression of it? How did you first even know that Australia existed?
All I knew about the Australia is the Harbour Bridge and the Opera House. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
Because everywhere you go, you just see the pictures. The Australia is about the kangaroo or the Harbour Bridge and the Opera House. That's all I knew about the Australia before I come to.
And when you moved here, did you land in Sydney?
Yes.
So did you live in Sydney for a while?
Yeah, I lived in Sydney for 9 years.
9 years, wow. What was the journey from Nepal to Australia? Like, what made you want to move over here?
It's a pretty interesting story. I used to be a very good student back home, and I love numbers. I'm good in mathematics and in all the science, but especially I'm really good with numbers and statistics. So I wanted to do the further study in accounting and get a good job and have a good lifestyle. And I was so fascinated with the films and everything, the Hollywood films. And then because we don't have this kind of really great lifestyle back home. So I always I pictured myself being in Australia or America, but the first choice was Australia anyway. So I had a picture in my mind coming to Australia and go to the have a formal outfit and then go to your office and have your own desks, and that's what led me to come to Australia. And it took a while for me to get there, but eventually it happened.
So you came to study at first. You're at university.
Yep.
And in Sydney.
Yeah, in Sydney.
And what was it like seeing the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge for the first time? Because you can stand in one place and see both of them on the harbour there.
Yeah, it was really, really good. It was amazing to see them in person and, not just in the picture. It was really amazing. And I was really fascinated with the lifestyle, how busy life is here and how people take seriously 9 to 5. Everyone's a lot just focused and productive. So that's what I really loved about Australia. Like, everyone's just productive. Back home, we are very laid back. For example, my father, we live in joint family, right? And to be honest, we never have to work. That's why we're lazy, because we have enough to live through our life, to be honest, with the minimal income that we make, because we have the house, we don't have to pay the mortgage, and we have land we grow our own crops, so we never have to, don't have to buy anything. Pretty much everything we grow, and so comparing Nepalese lifestyle to Australian lifestyle, I mean, what?
Yeah.
So I thought of being productive. How do I make better? How do I progress in terms of career and personality? So I just digged into it and went for it straight away.
Were you in a town? Were you in a city? Were you in a kind of regional area in Nepal?
It was a big city. I would say it's the second or third big cities of Nepal. But then I was a little bit further away. So it's kind of in a big city, but also
just outside.
Just outside. The lifestyle is just too beautiful in Nepal. It's just mesmerizing. It's just amazing because I don't know. It's just amazing.
Yeah. The Harbour Bridge doesn't stack up to Mount Everest, I assume.
Absolutely. I don't think there is any comparison. So I know there is in Australia, you have a very productive lifestyle. You have a really standard high class, or I don't know, but you have a really good lifestyle in Australia. You're productive. Whereas in Nepal, it's a very laid back lifestyle, but at the same time, it's really beautiful to be connecting with the people and the nature. It's just amazing. Here I have found that, especially in Sydney, I hated living in Sydney. I hated it so much.
Too busy?
Too busy. And at the same time, you come across with hundreds of thousands of people.
Yes.
Right? Like 20,000 people at one time, like in one go at the train station, but no one gives a shit about you.
I feel that too when I go to Sydney. It's a little too busy for me as well. You feel like you're a small cog in a machine that doesn't really care about you. I think Canberra is a bit nicer.
Canberra is the sweetest place, I would say, because I've traveled pretty much all the cities of Australia, and I found Canberra is really, really nice. Everyone knows everyone. It's close to Sydney, close to Melbourne. I think you have everything here. So
did you live near Mount Everest at all? Could you see it from where you lived?
No. We have to travel a bit to see the Mount Everest, but we get to see the other Himalayas. Like we have like so many Himalayas. So if you travel a bit, maybe about 2 to 3 kilometers, you would get to see the other Himalayas. So it's just
mountains everywhere.
Mountains everywhere, Himalayas everywhere. Yeah.
So once you were in Sydney, you studied. Did you become an accountant over there? Is that why you were there for a few years?
Yeah. So what actually happened is, like I said before, I had a picture being in the office, working in skyscrapers and, being formal every day. So that was the picture that I had. I was really, really focused just to make it happen. And when I came to Australia, it was like completely opposite. Like I was so disappointed and also terrified because normally what happens to the immigrants is you complete the study and then it takes like 2 to 3 years to get the permanent residency. Especially with the accounting job, you don't get the accounting job until you have the permanent residency. And by the time you have the residency, it's like 3 years gap already. So it becomes really almost impossible to get a job. But then I had a picture. I didn't give up. I left the paid job before I completed my study. I worked really hard. I went to do the internship so many times. I paid to do the internship.
Oh, wow.
And then eventually I got to work in a multinational company and the dream come true.
Yeah.
And then I got the job before I got the residency. And the day, I think it was a year later, I think it's after 2 to 3 years working in accounting, I got the residency. And then that day, I just felt like my life ended.
Oh no! Getting the residency and your life ended.
Yeah, I mean, it was like so. I think.
Is it just because that was your goal for so long? Once you achieved it, you go, then, what next?
What next? Like I felt so empty.
Yeah, right.
And purposeless, and it was like so unmotivated. And so I don't know. I felt like my life just ended. I would just grow old and die. That's what I felt.
Yes.
And then I had to find the purpose. I did a year of research. Like I tried gardening. I tried painting. I tried crafting. I watched tons of documentaries. And then I tried even thinking of doing the entrepreneurship. Like doing the businesses. And eventually I realized, I think after 6 or 7 months of, doing a massive research, I realized that, okay, I do watch all the behind the scenes for every single films. I'm so intrigued with how they make the film, how they do the VFX, and so I was always interested in it. And I was always interested in, doing some photos and videos every now and then. So I thought, okay, why don't I give it a shot? So I thought of making one short film. I just wanted to make one and to see how it goes, and that's how I started my filmmaking career.
And that was still in Sydney?
Yeah, I was in Sydney.
And you were still working as an accountant at
Yes.
this time?
Yeah.
Were you making good money so you could save up to be a filmmaker, get a nice camera, that kind of stuff?
Yep. I could with because I never the money never bothered me or stopped me with in terms of doing the films. When I made the first one, I hired pretty much everything, and I just wanted to give it a shot. But it did really well. Getting compliments about like, oh, you're the best director, you're the best cinematographer, you make even best Nepalese feature film better than Nepalese feature film, and it was so great, and that attracted. So I did that film on my own. It took 9 days to make a like 4.5 minutes film with just 2 actors, with just 2.
Which one's that? Crash?
Oh no, it was a Chess.
Oh, okay.
Chess. It was the first one, and then it took 9 days. It was hectic. Time consuming, it took so long to make that film, but then it attracted a lot of other local filmmakers, and they just wanted to like push me to make another one, and just to like they just motivated me that I could do better. And so from one man band, when we did the sequel, we had 32 people on set.
Yeah, wow.
And luckily I had.
And this is you hiring the crew.
Yeah.
But the second one, you got more people involved.
Yes.
And bigger and better.
Yeah. And we straight away used the red camera.
Yeah.
And wow. I think I got to learn the process, the proper process, because some of the team that I was working with, they were the uni students or film students, and some of them have been working in industry for 15 years. So they taught me how to write the script, what software what applications to use to use to write the script, and to do the auditioning. So we put our film and then bit of description in Now. We auditioned a bunch of people. We did rehearsal. We did pretty much everything in a proper way.
Yeah.
And then we did also the screening with the 3-course meal. It was a really good experience in the second one in comparison to the first one.
So when you were first directing the first one, and this is your first time in charge, and I don't think it matters how many DVD bonus features you watch, when you get on set and people are all looking at you and go, what do we do? How did you feel in that? Were you nervous? Were you anxious? Or did you feel at home? What was that experience like, just stepping into the director's chair for the first time?
I don't know. I never felt nervous. And I never feel nervous. I think the main reason behind it is because before I get into the production, I watch my film 1,000 times. Yeah. Visually in my imagination. And I think that gives me the confidence, like what I want and how do I want it to look. So I think that helps me not to get nervous and not to become too nervous and anxious about it. So I just go with the mindset. I just prepare the team or prepare myself and have a clear communication with the team. And then that gives me the motivation and the confidence to do it, to run the production smoothly. But with working zero budget or no budget, or very low budget, it's always challenging. Yeah. There is always something you have to compromise.
Yeah.
Too stressful, because you always have to compromise or time or I imagined this specific scene, but you can only do so much, so you always have to compromise. So that's the thing that I find a little bit difficult to digest. Throughout the production or after the production, because I should have done it. I wish I could do it, but I have to accept the fact and the reality. Yeah.
When you were growing up in Nepal and you're a teenager and you were saying, I want to move to Australia to study, what was everyone around you thinking? Like, what kind of person has that kind of ambition? Is that common that people want to move away where you grew up? Or was everyone like, what are you talking about? Australia? Where's that? What's that going to be like?
I think it's pretty common in my country, especially with the students that are good in study. and if they have a little financial backup, they would always pursue their better future with the broad studies. So that's very common.
Yeah.
And then I, to be honest, I never wanted to leave Nepal. I always wanted to stay there and study. But my friends, they thought, if I were you, I would have gone to Australia. You're a good student. You could have a great lifestyle, and you could make a really good career, and you could have a great life if you move to Australia. And you have the potential, and why don't you grab the opportunity? So they pushed me because I never believed that I could do it. But I was from the really middle to low class family.
Yeah.
So I had to think like 10 times before I think of coming to Australia and spend all of this money, and I don't know what to be honest, like I had no backup.
Yeah.
So I had to survive. So
were your parents expecting you to study and then come back to Nepal, or did they know when you went at 19 that you probably would be living overseas for the rest of your life and only visiting again?
I always wanted to go back until probably 3 years now. It's been 3 years that I'm thinking not to go back and live here. I always wanted to go back. I always told my parents that I am coming back.
Oh, wow.
I stopped, even my brothers. I do have 2 younger brothers and 3 younger brothers and 1 younger sister. And I always said them never ever think about leaving country.
Oh, okay. After you'd left, you told them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always stop them. I've been asking them, don't even think about going anywhere. Just live with your parents, with our parents, and doesn't matter how much money you make. But I think the happiness you would get being with your parents and being with your relatives, siblings, and enjoying the culture, traditions, and seeing the little kids, niece, nephews, and it's so amazing. I didn't want them to lose it. But then I think things changed when I went back to visit my parents, and 3 years ago I said, okay, the system is pretty messed up here, and I can see that I do have a pretty good lifestyle here, and I can pursue my dream. To be honest, if as a filmmaker, it would be almost impossible to pursue my career back home. It would be either very expensive, or you need to have a massive network, or you almost need to be a nepo kid to be successful or to pursue your dream or career. Otherwise, you'd be just a dreamer or a regular filmmaker.
Is there a local Nepalese film industry, where they make local films, television, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's going really well now. Some of the films recently, I think just this year, have made into the Cannes, and yes, it has, and then some of the films were screened in Australia, throughout the Australia, and they even made more box office than other Hollywood films. So they are doing really good. It's growing. It's definitely so much better than when I started back in 2016. That's why people said, "Oh, you do make better than Pittsburgh." But I would say it's doing super well now. And people are getting to know the Nepalese films and their potential and good films, and people getting to understand, oh, even Nepal can make a good films.
Yeah.
And there is a director in Sydney. He almost pretty much spends all of his time in Nepal. He speaks Nepalese really, really well. He's making a great film. I think I don't think I can talk too much about it, but.
Yeah.
Nepalese films are really, really doing well. So I think this is the perfect opportunity to say the market that, okay, Nepalese films are doing good, and so that I can do too. So we'll see what happens.
Do you think you could ever see yourself going back to Nepal, making a film there, or getting some Nepalese funding and making an Australian Nepalese film?
Yeah. Even now, it is possible for me to go back to my country and have a bit of a funding, and because it's pretty cheap comparing in comparison to Australia to make a film. I could still do it, but I always wanted to make a film from Australia. But if, in future, I would definitely love to go back to Nepal and make a proper film in there. So that's the dream.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I think when I look at your early YouTube stuff, especially from what looks like when you were first coming to Canberra, and you were filming kind of landscapes and a lot of drone stuff, like really focused on Telstra Tower and kind of like Canberra from that high angle, and forests and that kind of thing. And it made me think of the way you see Canberra and its landscapes, obviously coming from Nepal, and being like, oh, we don't have it like this. It looks different. So you're like enjoying that. And I thought that gives you a kind of insight to different cultures, and film is such a visual medium. The way you shoot the landscape is such an important part. Do you think much about how Canberra looks compared to the area that you grew up, and what the differences are there?
Or massive difference. In our country, you see mountains everywhere, greenies everywhere, paddy's farm everywhere. Like most of them are like farms and kettles. Like a lot of, you see a lot of animals around. The structure wise, the landscape wise is really, really different. But here it's more organized. Not as green as I would say compared to my country. It's more green, like deep green. It's more like a bush. And you get a lot of like streams, the rivers and lakes everywhere. It's just different. Here it's more organized. It's a little bit brownish, I would say. It's a bit boring. It feels like it's faded trees. But it's still it's just beautiful on its own. I really love nature. That's why I love Canberra than Sydney. It's just nice. This is what I always say to my friends. In Sydney, I walk out of my house fresh, and then I come back home with headaches. But here, you have a headaches, go out of the house, then everything you get healed. So nature is very important for me, and Canberra it's just beautiful. I wish my country is disorganized, and like in terms of like roads and housing and traffics, everything. It's a little bit, it's very underdeveloped, my country. But it's getting better now, day by day, every day. It's a little bit unorganized, but in terms of nature, it's just untouched, pure.
And so do you still work as an accountant? Are you still in that field, or are you just in film now?
I do still accounting. I never wanted to, although I've been doing films since 2016. I get a lot of offers to do the videos for other people, but I never wanted to turn it to a work. Because I always think I can make money by doing any other work. Why should I treat my hobby to make a money, and then I start hating it? Because I want to be as passionate, as excited, and as motivated as I could. Every time I sit down, I think about the new project. Because I'm so worried. I don't know if I'm wrong or right, but I fear that if I do a full-time 9-to-5 work, I would hate to sit down and think about my project when I get home. So that terrifies me. So I just want to keep it exciting. Even though I'm working, okay, if I have a like lunch break and I talk to my friends and colleagues like, okay, oh, what are you doing? We're doing this. And then it's always exciting. And then even at work, like you think about, oh, I can't wait to go home, and because I just saw something, can't wait to go home and write this and talk to my friends. You know what I mean? So that excites me so much.
So you pretty much mainly focus on your own projects. You're not looking to just shoot music videos and commercials all the time, but every now and then you might jump in and do some if it looks interesting. Is that right?
Yeah. I have made bunch of music videos. When I first started, people started approaching me because they liked my work. And I think the first approach was from a really, really popular dance crew. They wanted to direct and make a music video. And then I just said no to them. My other friend said, Ujjwal, you got to take the opportunity because you do really good. You need a bit of exposure and you need that networking. People need to know you. People need to see your work. And he pushed me so much. And I talked to them and I said, if I can do the music video, or if you let me. I cannot just do the cinematography for you or edit the video, but I also want to be the in charge, be a creative in charge for the project. Although it's just a dance music video, because I always like to add the story to it, and I love VFX and animation. So I have implemented and I ingested so many ideas into the music videos, like rather than making a simple music videos. So I asked them for the creative freedom, and they said, "Yep, that's fine." And I started doing the music video. I think the first one we did hit like 3 million views.
Yeah, wow.
And then we did the second one, which also crossed probably about 4 million views. And then we did the third one, we crossed 12 million views.
That's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much.
How long ago were these ones?
It's 2017,
Yeah,
2018.
wow. So you were early in your career of making stuff. That's some big views.
Yes. And I have made a music video just a year ago. We just crossed the 7 million views. Yeah. So every now and then, if they pay me really well, firstly. Secondly, if I like this song or if I like the project, and if they let me be a creative in charge, then I would do it. Because I like to be a creative storyteller. So that's how I see myself. Because I see myself a visual storyteller. And if I only do it if I get to do that. And, if I get to flourish and telling the story, coming up with the idea, that's when I jump into. Otherwise, no matter how much money they pay me, I said, no, I'm not interested. No matter how popular they are, nope, I'm not doing it. Because I just want to be very specific to what I want to do and how I want to present myself in the industry or in the market. But luckily, I got to work with so many popular artists and dance crew that has let me have a bit of a like fan following, or have a bit of a fame in the Nepalese market. So I'm thankful to them, and also crossing all the every single music videos from 3 million to over 2 million views. It's fascinating.
Right. I think that's really interesting because you seem very prolific. You make more short films than anyone I know in Canberra. I think the first one I saw was the one you did with Ruth for Lights Canberra Action.
Yeah.
Was that kind of the first short film you made for the Canberra audience?
Yep. And the film festival.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a bit of a story and background. So ever since I started filmmaking, when I made the first short film, I was going through a lot of films. I was like watching a lot of films I started watching a lot of films on YouTube, right? And then I saw a lot of films with the laurels. That was so fascinating. And I think this was back in 2017. Instantly, I pictured myself one day, I wanna put a film on YouTube with a lot of rollers. I can't wait to see that happen. Although until 2023, it's been like years of making films. Although we had like millions of views and like people loved my work, I was never confident enough to participate in any film festival or do any proper short films like local one. Even though I always wanted to. Then I think I went to do the study at CIT, and as soon as I completed the CIT, that gave me the confidence of, okay, this is it. Now I can I have the confidence. So then only I got the confidence to think about film festival, participating in film festival. That was the first one, and the LCA was the first ever film festival I ever participated. And I think we did pretty good with that film. It was a really fun project.
So you did 2 films with Ruth. One was Listen to Your Heart.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that was like no dialogue, just kind of silent drama.
Yeah.
Was it a mother and a daughter kind of story? And then the next one was a very colorful comedy called Follow Your Nose.
Yes.
That was the first one I saw where Ruth was wearing almost like really colorful clown outfit and a red nose.
Yeah.
And again, it was basically silent. You know, it was just all about the visual storytelling.
Yeah.
So was that the first film, Follow Your Nose, that you made for Lights Canberra Action?
Yes.
And did you start that from scratch, or did you work with Ruth first, or had you who came up with the idea, and how did you decide to get into
with the Follow Your Nose? So
Yeah.
what happened is, when I was studying at the CIT, we had to make the music video for the final assignments, and then I didn't know anyone back then. No one from Canberra, no filmmakers, no actors.
But you'd already made music videos with millions of views by this point.
Yeah, but especially with the local artists or local actors from Canberra, I was really, I pretty much didn't know anybody back then. Now I know like probably about 200 people.
Yeah,
I've already worked like 150 people.
When I see your
Canberra.
films and the credits come up, I'm always like, how did he get so many people to help him with these? There's always like 50 different names in there.
It's a long story, but anyway, I asked my tutor, okay, I've got the concept that I want to make a music video on, but I need actors. So he helped me find Ruth and Remy Webster to do the music video, and so I filmed the music video, and then made it ready, and I also sent a copy to Ruth, and she was mind blown. And
was that the Listen to Your Heart? Was
Listen
that the
to
music
Your
video?
Listen to Your Heart, and then Ruth really loved it, and she said, okay, we should work together again. And then we later, I think it was December 2022 that we made the music video. And then 2023 March or February that the Lights Canberra comes around, and Ruth and I
had you been to the festival before?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't even know the Canberra Film Festival existed.
Yeah.
So yes. Anyway, so and then Ruth and I had a catch up. We catch up and we had a bit of a chat. And then I asked her, "What do you do for a living?" She said, "I'm a clown doctor," and I didn't even know what the clown doctor was. Right?
Oh wow!
And so she plays a doctor for the peasants. And then that's amazing. So. And we didn't know what theme or what items there will be. So
yeah.
And then basically me and Ruth just sat down and said, okay, we're going to go around so she gave me the idea. There will be some locations and items. So she planned out how to include them in the film. And in terms of idea, we just said, we can go around and then, make an emotional video about this clown journey. So that's all we had. And then on the day of filming, Ruth lined up all of these actors. Until then, I didn't know anybody back then anyway. She lined up all the actors, and then we just turned up to the set. And then, okay, there's the actor. Okay, why don't you say this?
So you were writing it while we're filming it.
While directing it. Like I said, we started from the middle, right? So I only thought of making an emotional journey, but I didn't know what journey it was going to be.
Yeah.
So we started with 1 and then 2 and then 3rd. So we created like every little incident within the clown that what happens to her.
And was that just shooting on that one weekend of Lights Canberra Action?
Yeah. It was a 1 day shoot.
Yeah.
And then so we did all of those, and while we're having lunch, and I had a goosebumps thinking about the climax scene. Okay, so now I have goosebumps now.
I know what the scene is. Yeah.
So because we've done all the bits and pieces with what she's going through, like people ignoring her.
Yeah.
And then I came up with the climax scene while we were having a lunch. Okay, why don't we make like having all of these people come around and applaud, appreciate her, because that's what that's what her dreams is about, to be appreciated by the community.
Yes.
As a clown, and her passion, and to appreciate her passion. And then I came up with the opening scene when we did the climax. So it was like pretty much running on guerrilla kind of filmmaking, but it did pretty well. So I'm very proud of it.
You had a lot of extras in that finale as well. I was like, there's 25 people here. Wow. So you got to go through that experience, get into the Lights Canberra Action top 12, which is always very competitive and hard to do. But then you get to kind of walk their red carpet and sit at the front and have all the awards and stuff. So that must have been like the bug, giving you the bug for filmmaking in Canberra. Yeah. And have you made, how many more Lights Canberra Actions have you made since then?
This year was the third year making a film for Lights Canberra Action in a row. And apart from that, I've been involved with the Canberra Short Film Festival and Tropefest, Horror Tropefest from Canberra.
Did you know what kind of genres you wanted to make? Because I've seen a bunch of your work, and I think there's films like After Hours that have a bit, some of them have a bit of horror, some of them have a bit of supernatural, but then there's Follow Your Nose, which is more like almost like a family comedy or something. Did you know, or are you just at the level where you want to experiment and try a bit of everything and say, oh, I haven't tried one of these, let me do one like that, let me do one like that? Or do you have a favorite genre?
I do have a favorite genre. Since the beginning, I always wanted to focus in psychological thriller, suspense, and mystery. I think what made me to focus on that genre is because I wanted people to be focused and like engaged with the film from the beginning to end. And personally, I find every suspense film, if you miss even a second, you could miss the entire plot or the story. So I want audience to do not miss not even a second of the film. So I think that's what intrigued me to make, okay, I gotta make a suspense and psychological thriller film, like to make it interesting and engage the audience throughout the film. I think that was a bit silly, but I love those kind of films personally. Yeah. And I just wanted to be focused in that at the same time.
So do you remember what your first one was in that space?
Oh, with the psychological thriller? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think the sequel that I made, The Chase 2, the very second film that I made. And then it was a little bit of a kind of like a suspense in twist. And then the third one I made, I think, Split Personality. And I was a little bit of a kind of psychological and bit of suspense and bit of thriller. Yeah. So basically I've been just mainly focusing on making psychological bit of horror films. Yeah. I don't like too much blood and gore. I like just soft, mainly suspense, I would say. Yeah. Yeah,
the intense genre films, I think you're always taking big swings. It's always characters that are psychologically in peril and a lot of hard, intense drama. Yeah. So you get to film a lot of women crying. Yeah. Yeah. But I think you've got a really good run of those films now. Like After Hours, you've got the convenience store robbery one. Yeah. I Am Free with the picking up free items on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. Haunted items maybe. Yeah. I really like that one. You did the Scars one for Lights Canberra Action, which was like about a former tennis star kind of dealing with some trauma and some psychological issues and stuff. And I really liked that one as well. And then I was like, oh wow, this guy's really out here doing cool stuff. The one you did, Don't Think Twice, that I saw at the film festival, that felt like it had a inspiration by Saw. Is it? Because I love Saw. I'm like a giant Saw fan. I've seen all of them in the movie since I was allowed to go when I turned 15. Yeah. And it became like a tradition that we would always go see the new Saw movie. So
Yeah.
I've seen them. And then you've even made like a longer one, Mary's Book. Is that your longest one? That's like 17 minutes or something.
We just made In and Out, another
I haven't seen
longest
this one
film.
yet. Yeah.
And then also the sequel of I Am Free, 10 minutes one. Ava, we made. I think they're the two best films we've made this year.
Are you getting better each time, do you think?
Obviously, yes.
Yeah.
I would totally agree with that, because every time you like push yourself with it's obviously it's a teamwork. Its team is the one that makes it possible, but I can see that as a team and as an individual, I can see that I'm definitely progressing and crafting my idea and making it to the reality and bringing into life. I see myself learning and progressing, but I could never be perfect. I'm always in a learning curve, but I'm definitely learning and progressing, and that makes me happy and push even more and further.
Yeah.
And I think last year we made Scars as a tennis one.
Yeah.
Apart from psychological thriller, I also like the emotional, drama kind of film. And we made Scars, and then we also made a rom-com. The romantic film last year was what's it called? My First Date.
Okay, I don't know if I've seen this one. Yeah.
So we made 4 films last year. Scars for the LCA, and then we made 3 films.
The year before?
No, same year, 2024. We made 4 films last year. It was the Scars to start with, the LCA, and then we made 3, like After Hours, I Am Free, and My First Date, which I haven't released it yet. The My First Date it's about a very shy girl, and she tries to find someone to talk to, because she has never spoken with any male yet, and she doesn't have a choice, and she makes a call to the escort guy, and then the random guy runs into the room, and they fall into the love. So it's a really sweet one. So we submitted My First Date, I'm Free, and After Hours to Canberra Films. So all 3 films won the Best Director last year.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm Free, the Best Director and Best Film from Tropefest too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So of all the shorts you've made, being very prolific, I don't know how you did 4 in 1 year. What's the best one?
All right. Oh, all of them are best on their own. It's hard to choose. And also, I get mixed compliments and feedback from the people. I think one point I had 4 friends, 4 or 5 friends watching all 3 films together, the After Hours, My First Date, and they all loved different ones.
What's your favorite then? Or if just someone wanted to watch one of your films just to show what you do best, what do you think you would recommend?
The one we recently made, In and Out, which is 20 minutes long.
But that one's not online yet.
No, it's not, because we're planning to go run the festivals from January. And I would also say another short and sweet with I really love the sound design and the idea. We broke the 4th wall in a sequel of I'm Free, because I'm Free also very, very, I think I'm Free, we won 3 best films and 2 best directors, and then probably 2 to 3 best actors. So it was the most loved one by the film festivals. And so we made a sequel of that, 10 minutes long, called Ava. I personally love the sound design and the idea that I was personally, I like the idea of breaking the fourth wall in that film. So yeah,
So
to pick
Ava,
one,
yeah.
In and Out. I would say
Okay,
In and Out. Yeah.
All right. I want to know, number one, I want to hear about your collaborators, especially the cinematographers you've used, because I think James and Quinton shoot your stuff amazingly.
Yeah.
And then I also want to know, how do you do so many films in a year? Like, are you just, as soon as you finish one, are you doing one every 3 months, or are you going, back to back? Have you got a stack of scripts ready to go, or do you finish one and then start the next one? Tell me about that process. And are you going to be able to keep being this prolific in 2026?
Oh no, 2026, I'm planning to slow down. Probably because we have been developing our feature film for over, and I think you and I did a screenplay program together, didn't we?
Probably, yeah, I think so.
2023.
Yeah.
That's when I came up with this idea, the feature film.
Oh, okay.
And I pitched it to the market, I think, with you.
Yeah.
We'll definitely
talk about that. I want to get into that. But tell me about, how do you do so many short films? Like, have you got a crew that are just ready to work and go, when's the next one? And they all jump in? Have you got 20 people on speed dial that just go, are you paying them all for it? Is it just for the love of the community? Tell me how they get made.
Okay, it's a love and the community. And I'm blessed that they always ask me. It's a very interesting story. Every time we complete one project, I feel like they hate me.
Because it's hard.
It's hard. It's a tough work. It's so much work. And I think, and I inside me, I feel like, they
don't want to come back.
Yeah, they don't want to come back. They don't want to work with me anymore, and then they don't want to talk to me. And guess what? In the last hour of the shoot, they say, Ujjwal, when is the next one? And that is so freaking inspiring. And the reason I think the way I make films is depends on how many ideas that I have. Sometimes I come up with like 4 or 5 ideas in one go, and then I just write them down, and then we plan out and shoot. And sometimes we make one, and then like I said, my team said, "Oh, Ujjwal, when is the next one?" No, we don't want to do the next one. I said, "Come on, Ujjwal, we could do another one. We can do another one. Come on." And okay, so if I come up with a good idea, then we'll do it. And then so just basically depends on how many ideas I have. Sometimes I have a bunch of ideas and we just plan it out, and sometimes we do one after another.
And are your cinematographers, they're bringing a package of cameras and lights? Have they got all that stuff, or you have to hire it or borrow it from people? How do you put that together?
Especially with the James, he has pretty much everything, and I do also own pretty much everything for the small little production. So
you've been slowly buying bits of gear each time, and now you've got like a good collection?
Yeah. I've been collecting gear since 2016 or 2017. It's a lot of money. So I do have pretty much everything I need for the small production, because I've been a cinematographer for so long myself. And basically they bring their own stuff. With the gaffers, they bring their own lights. Sound, they bring their own the equipments.
Yeah.
And James, as a DOP, he brings his own stuff. Quinton also has most of his stuff with himself, but he mainly uses my camera because I have Sony FX3.
Yeah. Right.
So and sometimes we use multiple cameras if we needed to. So because James has the Sony FX3, we mostly use the red Komodo that he has.
Yeah. Right.
And then if we have to use the multiple cameras, we use his FX3 and my FX3 too. Yeah.
And because they've shot so much amazing stuff for you, I assume they get a lot of cinematography work outside of projects with you.
Yeah.
So does that mean that next time you want to get them, suddenly they cost more, or are they always still happy to jump in on a project with you?
I think till now, they've always been happy to work with me, and that's what I find a blessing to me. Not just the cinematographer, I would say pretty much every single team. And I get so many messages like, okay, when do I get to work with you, with the actors or the crew from Canberra? I started with Ruth Pillar. I didn't know many filmmakers from Canberra. But then when we made the Mary's book later that year, I got to know a few people. And then we did the screening for that Mary's book in the Palace Electric Cinema. I invited, like, I tried to reach out to so many people on Instagram, find out all the local filmmakers, and I wanted to showcase my work and to see if they want to work with me. And that's how it all started. So we had like probably about 120 people watching the Mary's book at Palace, and most of them were like 90% of them were the filmmakers from Canberra. And that's how I built the network, and ever since they haven't never left me, and it's only growing. So I've already worked with more than 100 people, 150 cast and crew from Canberra. So,
well, I think of all the talents you have in filmmaking, getting that crew together and being able to consistently make good stuff and get better and better, but always interesting. I think that might be your biggest skill. What do you think your biggest skill is as a director or as a filmmaker?
I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. The main compliment I get from my cast and crew is, and then other people, is to be able to, keep up with the team and keep them happy, and and then keep them proactive and interested in working in a project without having to get them frustrated or uninterested. I think that would be the best skill, I would say, to be able to keep the team interested and happy and creative and productive. People management, I think.
Yeah, right. And do you have other hobbies, or are you pretty much solely focused on, like, when you go home at night or on the weekends, are you pretty much just films, figuring out the next film, planning, shooting, editing? Or are you like, I love snowboarding as well and I do that half the time?
I do play guitar sometimes. I love music. I listen to music a lot. I love hiking. I do hiking. I love hiking. I love walking, and like I said, I love nature. So I every time I get chance, I do the hiking. Another one is the fishing. I've never caught anything yet. I haven't caught a single fish yet, but maybe one day. But at the same time, I don't like to, because I feel so sad. Other than that, gardening. I love gardening, growing vegetables, because I grew up in a farm, growing everything. I love gardening. So those are the little bits and pieces. Otherwise, mostly I like to go to gym and exercise a little bit, and watch films. I try to watch one film a day, at least. I try my best. Yeah,
that's amazing. So all these shorts you've been doing, you've been funding them yourself. You haven't applied for funding, is that right?
Yeah.
But just recently, you did apply for funding for your first feature film.
Yeah.
So my understanding is it's called Maha Maya.
Yeah.
And it's in early development. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm so excited to see what you do when you step up. And I also believe that making a feature film has been your kind of personal dream for a long time. I heard in another interview that you said that you wanted to make a feature before you were 40. Is that the main goal? Is that right?
No, it was a 10-year goal, 10 years goal or challenge that I set myself back in 2017 when I first started. So 2016 was the first film I made. And then 2017, by that time, I thought, okay, I really love this, so I should get into this. And how about I set myself a goal? Because I like setting up a goal and give myself a challenge, and then have a vision and have a passion or something to chase for. So
that's the ambition of a kid who grew up on a farm in Nepal and said, I'm going to move to Australia, and then said, I'm going to become a filmmaker. Yeah. And now you're stepping into the beginnings of making your first feature film. Yeah. So what stage are you at? What's the plan for it? Just tell me all about Maha Maya.
Yeah. So we've been developing our film for over a year now. So we're getting really close. So we are pretty much drafting our final draft early next year. And we do have a script editor lined up to work on it and make it finest. Thankfully, and thank you so much, Declan, for your great support. Without your support, I would say it was almost impossible. And thank you so much for being like so quick and responsive. And
I just helped. I just read over your application and gave you some advice. This is all you. You don't have to credit me.
You did. I mean, I was really in shock because I found it really, really very generous of you and very kind of you to like have a read go through the application and come back to me with amazing feedback instantly. It was really amazing. I'm so honored.
I was so excited when you said that you were successful with the application because now I know you get to move forward. I know you're working with Abby on the script.
Yeah. With Abby, and we have a producers. He's from Nepal. His name is Sabine, and we also have Dinai Grace from Canberra.
Yeah.
Well, we need I think it's really nice to have someone from Canberra because Sabine is from Sydney, and Dinai is also female, so it's nice to have a female. And we do have a Carol from Screen Canberra as a script editor. So we are working on with the budget and with your help to make it successful, grand.
What kind of story is it? The name makes me feel like it could be connected to Nepal, but maybe is it?
It is, yes. Okay, so quickly, so when I joined the Screenpod program to come up with the ideas and to write the film, they said, Ujjwal, you gotta be completely unique. And the story has to be low budget, and then you might have a chance. And I struggled, and I really struggled. And then one day I just realized that I don't have to think about it too much because I'm already unique because I'm not Australian. So that makes me unique in Australia. So that's when I thought of infusing my upbringing, my culture, my religion to Australia and make a unique story from Australia. So it is very religious, supernatural horror film.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. And can you tell us anything about the story, even like a hint of maybe what the character might go through, or is it all still too early?
I would say too early. Let me think. What can I say about? Okay.
Are we going to see a ghost in this movie?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Is the main character kind of based on your experiences?
No.
Okay.
But it's mainly okay. So so my main idea is because in my country we have a very blindfolded trust in religions. And some of the practice I see, it's pretty outdated for today's days. And some people still believe that. And I think so my plan is to like showcase this very heavily religious film, not to just present a unique story to Australia, but also to send a message to across the Nepalese community to, hey, maybe we should reanalyze our practices.
Wow, okay.
Some of them could be, okay, for example, every year, once a year in my country, we do the animal slaughtering.
Right. Like sacrificing.
Yeah. And what if, okay, so the idea is, in my film, what if someone has a very little understanding of maybe, let's say, the sacrifice thing, right? Have a very, very little understanding. And then they might have their own imagination and own prediction and own representation, and then they take it to the next level. Okay, for example, if I feed a goat blood to my God, then he would give me the money or prosperity. Yeah. What if I feed the human's blood?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So not so much ghosts, maybe a bit more human sacrifices. Yeah. And people trying to escape that from happening. Yeah. That's really cool. I'm glad. I don't think you've talked about this publicly in any interviews. So this is the Truly Rotten Potatoes exclusive. And I'm really excited to see how that comes out. So at this stage, you're working on the final draft, you think? And you've got a script editor, you've got a co-writer kind of working it with you. What's the next stage? What do you think happens in 2026?
Oh, okay. It's 2026. That's why I'm not planning to do any short films in 2026, like heavily focusing on finalizing the first draft and keep working on it. And then also financing and budgeting by mid next year.
Lucky you've got a good accountant.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And
is it going to be made in Australia or in Nepal?
Oh yeah, in Canberra.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But there is some Nepalese, is it a Nepalese character?
Kind of.
Okay.
Because they're grown up in Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why it's a Nepalese and Australian. So it's
any scenes where you get to go back home and
nope.
Okay.
It's all gonna be made.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to do a bit of a cheating, like to replicate or represent bit of a gives a little bit of sense of they to include the essence of Nepal. We're planning to do a bit of a scene in Tasmania.
Okay. Yeah.
Like tiny bit of scene.
Do you know what the budget you're expecting you'll need?
I don't know, but from $500,000 to $3 million.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the plan.
And do you think you'll mainly be going to Screen Australia and maybe Screen Canberra?
Yeah, and also some of the private investors and businesses that have shown some interest in helping us. There's money everywhere.
Yeah. And well, hopefully you got some friends in the finance industry that can help you find some of that money.
Yeah. I know a lot of people with a lot of money, so we have to get ready and see what happens.
Yeah.
My plan is to make a film in Canberra and work with the people that I have been working with me and build a platform. And I'm also looking forward to working with you and Declan. You're amazing. So very soon might contact you and say, oh, Declan, so okay, let's do work together.
Yeah, I can give you a lot of advice of what not to do when making a feature film, some things that go wrong that you can avoid. So
yeah,
it's very exciting. I can't wait to hear about it. Once you've made the film, definitely come back on the show and we'll talk all about it.
Yeah.
I've just got one last question for you, really, which is, what are you scared of about the feature film? What's like the trepidation you might have about going on this journey? Because once you commit to it, it can be a couple of years. You know, what do you fear about what might happen with the film?
Right.
Just because you're stepping into a new mountain to climb. You know.
Yeah. I really haven't gone that far, to be honest. And luckily, my producers have, he's been teaching me so much and how to plan forward, and just to focus on what should we do now, one step at a time. What should we focus on? Because I always tell him, okay, should we talk about should I go to some of these people are interested in investing in our film? Like, don't, Ujjwal. You know what I mean? You work on the script first.
Yeah, okay.
Make sure. So he's actually guiding me and helping me to focus on what's the work should I work on. But if I have to see in general and overall, I don't think I think there is anything that I see scary, especially because I am here to give it a shot. I have a passion. I have a beautiful life, beautiful family, and I have a beautiful living in Australia. I make a good living from my accounting job. They pay me really well. So, and I'm just happy to give it a shot and see what happens. And if it happens. If it doesn't happen, doesn't happen. But what if it happens? And I'll be just proud of myself, and maybe I would be able to make my friends and family proud. And if I do a little bit better, then maybe I might be able to feel Canberra proud and maybe Australia proud. So that's how I see it. So I think from that perspective, I'm prepared to accept whatever the result is, not too much thinking about how scary it would be. What is what could be the pros and cons, like not thinking about it too much. So I'm happy so I'm not going to lose anything. I'm only going to learn.
Well, I like that fear doesn't seem to be part of it.
Yeah.
And I think that shows that it's your heart is in the right place. It's about learning.
Yeah.
I really like that answer. I think it's about it showcases your ambition and your attitude.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, you're going to be successful no matter what. You can't lose. You know?
Yeah. I have nothing to fear of losing anything because I'm not going to lose anything. I have nothing to lose, and I will only gain in terms of learning or gaining people, and maybe I could make my family proud. Okay, you did such a good job, that could be. And then even if I don't have any of those, I could just, when I get old, I can just look back to myself. Damn, I'd give it a shot. I tried.
Yeah.
I just didn't sit down and thinking about it. So that's the sense of achievement that drives me. And I fear nothing because I have nothing to lose. But maybe one thing, if I just came in my mind.
Yeah.
Maybe to be able to continue making films. Because I don't expect everyone to like my work, to like my style of work, but I'm trying to get my own way of telling the story. So if people don't like it, maybe I might have to rethink not to continue. So that might maybe to be able to continue making films in future could be the thing, but I'm not too sure. So yeah,
that's great. Ujjwal, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been great to
you.
learn more about you. I really look up to the stuff that you're doing. I wish I had the same prolificness about making films, and I'm very excited to see what you do next, what you bring to Canberra, and how you get your feature film off the ground.
Yep.
Thanks for coming.
And I need you. I need all the entire Canberra to make it happen. So
we're all behind you. So that's good. Thank you.
Thank you.